There we go. All right. So we're really so happy that you're here this evening, and we're happy to be here too. I'm glad you took time out of your busy schedules to be with us. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jane Santangelo, and I was the managing partner of a wellness center along with my incredible husband, Dr. Rick Santangelo, who's a chiropractor for 40 years. And tonight's discussion, we will be talking about how we help practitioners seamlessly implement simple turnkey systems in any type of health practice. In our event, you're going to hear from our team of professionals and how they include simple nutraceutical protocols, education, which is so important, as a complement to what the practitioner is already doing. So our first speaker tonight, I had the pleasure of meeting her at a recent seminar. She was the keynote speaker. She's an IV therapy nurse who owns her own mobile therapy business. She's been utilizing these products line for the last 5 years to support the IV therapies that she administers. And her husband, who's an athletic trainer, also uses the line with his clients. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Nikki Miller, RN.
Hey, Jane, thank you so much for having me on tonight. I'm excited to talk to everybody. So we're here to talk about NutraMetrix and especially the isotonics delivery system. This is amazing. So just like an IV has to be isotonic, meaning it has to match your body to be absorbed by the body, we have a drinkable line that matches the body. Because it matches, we avoid a lot of digestive or a lot of loss through digestion. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But we have a whole line of the isotonic delivery system. And with this, because it matches the body, we get 90 to 95% absorption in about 5 minutes per serving. We have better compliance from our patients. We have better delivery, better results, faster results. It's kind of amazing. In my house, we call it vitamin juice because we have 4 kiddos that, I want them to know what they're taking. They need to know it's vitamins, but it tastes like juice. And it's an amazing thing. Let's go ahead and go to the next slide, Jane. Thank you so much. Okay, so isotonics. Because of this delivery system, we're able to deliver a high concentration of nutrients to really saturate our receptor sites. We have fast delivery, but it's controlled. It passes through the stomach. These drinks pass through the stomach very quickly, but it's controlled. They are buffered to protect the nutrients from being digested. And because they match, we really try to basically avoid digestion. So it's a really amazing way to get our nutrients quickly. It's gentle on our stomach, and our system. And a lot of people, if you have any sort of GI issues with your stomach, swallowing, it can really be very beneficial to avoid pills. And so this isotonics delivery system is rather phenomenal. So let's talk about how a standard tablet gets broken down. Ideally, if our digestive system is optimal, a pill is going to drop into the stomach and take about 40 minutes to break down. If it breaks down, part of what happens is when the body takes in food, pills, because they look like food to the body, it has to break it down. It has to digest it and make it isotonic to match the body and get absorbed. So we take in these pills and we hopefully get our stomach to break them down. But sometimes they can't because of binders and fillers and coatings that are in those pills. And sometimes they can't because of our own physiology just isn't correctly working. Whereas sometimes they don't break down, sometimes they do, but it's very small amount or it's degraded by digestion. Whereas with the isotonics delivery, we don't have to worry about digestive systems working properly. We need an intra-small intestine that's able to absorb. So we drink this liquid in about 5 minutes. It's at a controlled pace. It empties out of your stomach into your small intestines and gets absorbed very quickly. You feel that difference very quickly. It's amazing. All of our products have scientific substantiation. Isotonics, we have trademarked ingredients. We have farm to bottle. We can trace our ingredients. It's really, really awesome. At the very bottom of all of our products, at the bottom of every page on our NutraMetrix sites, we have the research that backs what we're doing. When our company finds the research, they use exactly what's been studied. So it's amazing. It's amazing. It's the best delivery for our patients. this is one of a clinic favorite. Several of us have agree on this one. So our anti-aging, it's a packet that is actually 4 products in one. So because earlier I said 5 minutes, it takes more about 20 to 30 minutes to absorb into your small intestine. But it has your multivitamins, it has your multi-minerals, and it has them in the appropriate ratios. You'll see here, we don't have 100 milligrams of vitamin C, 100 milligrams of, thiamine. It's all broken into the right ratios based on what the body needs and physiologically can absorb. So we have great antioxidants, the CoQ10, vitamin D. CoQ10 in isotonic form is amazing because it's fat soluble, but this is packaged in such a way and protected that it can absorb very, very quickly. It has methylated B vitamins. About half the population has genetic mutations where they need methylated B vitamins. So we're not testing everyone's genetics, but it's nice to know whether you have that mutation or not. These nutrients are easier to utilize for the body. And then of course we have our minerals. Again, best ratios. It's just phenomenal. So this is a clinic favorite. The vitamin D is huge. People don't realize how low they are. Learn your vitamin D number if I can give you any sort of advice on that. Know the number, don't just settle for it. It's good. Know the number and make sure that it is optimal. So
Thank you very
that's all.
much, Nikki. That was
My pleasure.
wonderful. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
So our next speaker, I'd like to tell you a little bit about her. I had the pleasure of meeting her over the last year on some local area projects. She has spent 40 years as an internal medicine doctor. She oversaw national and international programs. Along the way, she discovered our isotonic line and our healthy lifestyle program. She began coaching wellness and fitness to primarily women between the ages of 30 and 70 who were challenged metabolically. So with that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Deborah Fillinger. Deborah, welcome to our team tonight.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. It's exciting to be with such an amazing group. And NutraMetrix, I just love NutraMetrix. So I have been a physician for many years, and I can tell you that many of us weren't trained in nutrition or herbs, supplementation, and yet our patients really do count on us. They look to us, their families, neighbors, they expect that we would know, and they do look to us for advice on health and nutrition. So it's really important for us to have a better understanding of it. And I really appreciate Nurse Nikki's overview just now. So what kinds of things are they dealing with? When people are looking for supplementation, they're looking for vitamins, but we do know that not all products are created equal, right? One of the things I love about NutraMetrix is that we pay very close attention to the research-based. We look at the quality, the research matches the actual products that we develop or that we broker, and we avoid these things that you can find very commonly if you walk into GNC or Walgreens, and if you don't know better, you'll find that you're ingesting dyes and artificial dyes and unnecessary binders and fillers. NutraMetrix definitely avoids all of those. So with my personal story is that my husband has chronic fatigue syndrome, and so we discovered these products because we were looking for something that really worked. And of course, as a traditional medicine doc, I was limited by what the traditional medicine was able to do for us. These products actually were absorbable. They really made a difference. So we need to be able, as healthcare providers, to be able to direct our patients and our clients, help them read labels, help them know the difference between a methylated and a non-methylated B, for example, as Nikki was saying. So next slide, it's important then, as a physician to consider, and healthcare practitioners to consider adding additional services to their basic care. Patients.
Oh, Deb, you went mute for 1 second. I think we lost Deb. Let's give her a minute to see if maybe we can get her back.
Am I back?
There you are.
Okay, yes. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay, but so, as a healthcare practitioner, I think we've all seen that patients are asking for our help. They're asking for direction. They're asking for advice on general ways of wellness, not just illness. People are wanting to be well. And so you can see from the data here that many practices have expanded to incorporate counseling of different kinds. You can see medication dispensing, weight loss services. That's one of my fun ones. I love it. People love to feel better and have more energy. But it also happens to round out not only what patients need, but then the practices themselves benefit as well from adding these ancillary services. So next slide, our favorite products, when we start thinking about what patients need, what people need, in this, especially here in Southwest Florida with all of our UV radiation, we love isotonic OPC3 and pycnogenol. And that's an example of one of the ways that the company has found the best products and packaged them for the best delivery into our system. So pycnogenol is the major ingredient in OPC. And you can see here there are over 40 years of research behind it, 160 clinical trials. I have fun looking at PubMed to look at what kinds of things OPC has been famous for. So many things, pycnogenols, everything from asthma to here we have hair density, menopausal swelling in menopausal women, and sleep irritability. ADHD, even more recently, has been shown in literature to respond to pycnogenol. So the benefits are quite extensive. I would recommend, if you haven't already, to take a look at the website, the OPC and the pycnogenol.com, and just to get a sense of the ingredients. They are phenomenal. We love them, and appreciate this chance to share about them. So thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Dr. Deb. Thank you very, very much. I just love working with all of these beautiful people. So our next speaker is, well, let's tell you a little bit about her. She was one of the first speakers that I had the pleasure of meeting in Florida. She's a former college associate professor. She's a certified transitions lifestyle coach. You're going to learn a little bit more about that from her. She's won the Trainer of the Year, totally dynamic speaker. And please allow me to introduce Pam Torgerson.
Well, hello, Jane. Thanks for that great introduction. I just so appreciate being able to speak here with all of these wonderful people. My background is actually in food distribution and restaurant management. I taught at the collegiate level, hotel and restaurant management. So sometimes I say I came from the dark side of food because I taught students how to make chocolate molten lava cake and prime rib and make people addicted to their food products. That's really what McDonald's is all about. They want you to be addicted to their Big Mac so you continue to come back and back and back and buy it. And that has created a nation that is fat, sick, and nearly dead. And so we know that food is thy medicine, and that the food that you intake in the day impacts your personality, your energy level, your ability to think, your ability to function. It's fuel for the body. So just like you want to put good fuel into your automobile and periodically you want to change the oil filter, here at NutraMetrix, we have the offering of a either self-paced or coach-driven and taught curriculum that can be plug and play. So a little bit of noise in the background there. Somebody wants to mute there.
Oh, wait, Pam, you got muted by accident. Can you just unmute?
There we go. Can you hear me now? Awesome. So there's 4 components to this plug and play program that can be brought into the practice. There's really the whole concept of low glycemic impact eating, which is based on the thought that everything you put into your mouth impacts your blood sugar and your blood glucose. And you feel best, you have the best energy, you have the best weight if you can keep your blood sugar stable throughout the day. And every food that you eat has a glycemic number, and we have quite a bit of literature and training on that. The second component is you can improve your body composition. So it isn't just losing weight, it's really about gaining muscle and being able to move your mass and change your body composition, because we look at the measurements, the body fat, the hydration, and the muscle mass gain, because more muscle mass means that your metabolism is going to improve. It also has a component of science-based supplementation. Now, this can be either taught to the practitioner. I loved what Dr. Deborah said, that sometimes some practitioners don't have extensive education in nutrition management. So we have some online tools where you can go in and take self-paced quizzes, self-paced curriculum to begin to understand what might be customizable specifically for you. I'd entreat everyone on this call to go to www.tlsslim.com and be able to take our health profile and see what program and what eating style and which science-based supplements would help you to have optimal health with your challenges. And that last piece, of course, sums it all up. We have education, and that education is done by PhDs and RNs, MDs, put together by our clinical research specialists. So you can have great confidence that the content is current and it is sequential, which to me as a college professor I always like that, to know we're going through chapter and verse and building on knowledge base as deep as someone would like to go. So the next slide really talks about how in the practice, Jane, we can make this customizable for the practice. It can have the physician, the chiropractor, the health professional's name and brand on it, as it will be supervised by them, or we have NutraMetrix consultants that come in and train your staff. I have one practice here in Bismarck, North Dakota, that has used this, and one of their staff is the health coach, which we have changed and helped to be able to have a consistent class going on that all of the health providers feed into that are in that practice, so they don't have to take up too much time in their limited day. They can always send their patient to that one class one night a week. Now, it can still be clinically supervised. You can choose to add in a vitamin D test or a lipid test, or an A1C or a thyroid panel, if those are the things that you're most interested in, or maybe you're looking at C-reactive proteins with the inflammation that someone has. All of these can be customized to the health professional practice depending upon what their specialty is. Now, I have quite a few mental health clinics that use TLS as a food for mood type of support group in the evenings for adults as well as children, when children come with their parents, to learn how to change up what they're eating in their home to get better behaviors in the household. So this can be customized to different kinds of health professional practices. We want to let the health professionals know not to be feeling unsure because it may not be their scope of practice. We are happy to help you understand how this can fit into your scope, your practice, from mental health to physical health to chiropractic care to massage care, because pretty much all practitioners are looking for a body to improve. And we know if you can improve food, you can improve every factor across the board. I know you had asked me for some clinical outcomes. Although I'm not a health professional, I do have access to clinical data from my over 100 health professional accounts that carry TLS. And like patient A lowered their cholesterol 60 points, and not their overall, their LDL cholesterol 60 points in 12 weeks on this program. Patient B lowered their overall cholesterol 75 points. I just want to make sure that you know that they were on not only the core product, but also the Trim T product. And they lowered their, patient B lowered their overall cholesterol 75 points in 30 days. And then patient C was on a 6-week program, and she lowered her A1C 3 points, which took her from a clinically problematic A1C into a normal range. So food does have a huge impact. Understanding how food impacts you has an educational impact, and being able to get the right science-based supplementation can produce an amazing outcome for your patient base. I would just say to every health professional on this call, if every single one of your patients lost 10 pounds, would that improve their clinical outcome? You'd say probably 90 to 95%. There are a few people that need to gain some weight, and that's their problem, but we can help them to change what they eat and how they think about food to be a healthier, happier household. So this is the most comprehensive and customizable program available. It's a lifestyle program. It isn't just about fat loss. It's about muscle building, hydrating, and getting the great mindset that you need to have optimal longevity. Thanks so much, Jane, for asking me to be here. I know that every health professional would love this program if they just go out and look at the TLS Slim site. We've got so many tools, and we have an eager NutraMetrix consultant just longing to show it to you.
Thank you so much, Pam. That was wonderful and very, very thorough. Thank you again for participating tonight. So our next speaker is another person I had the opportunity to meet. She's now a transplant to Florida. We're very happy that she's here. She was a wellness coach, or is a wellness coach and weight management coach, and a certified NutraMetrix consultant, which she's going to talk about for the last 15 years. She's got 16 years experience as a medical practice manager for a variety of different areas of medicine, including neurology, family practice, physical therapy, chiropractic, sports medicine, and dermatology. So please give a warm welcome to Karen Woy.
Sorry, thank you so much, Jane. And I appreciate being here and being part of this great panel tonight. As Jane mentioned, I've spent a lot of time with doctors and their patients, and it's been a real pleasure to be able to help the practices that I've worked in, both as a manager and also outside of the management side of things, to be able to help the doctors help their patients achieve better health outcomes. Because I think everybody would agree that if you have a patient that is achieving better wellness with their physician or with their medical provider, they're going to be happier in their lives, and they're going to be more inclined to pass that information on to others and spread the word and bring more referrals into those practices so that more people can be helped by this program. But as a certified NutraMetrix consultant, well, what that means is that I'm the partner of the licensed health professional to be able to help them implement and integrate the health and wellness programs that are customizable. And that allows me to conduct a meeting to assess for the doctor what they might be wanting to offer in their practice. This is super, really a kind of pinpoint ability to be able to see what is most going to help those patients for those practices. And this is going to generate obviously revenue for the practice itself, but to be able to implement these plans and programs for these patients and to be able to have the staff involved and help support that for the doctor, this provides this ongoing support and the ability to be able to monitor the success rates that these patients are achieving. And there's nothing that speaks louder than blood work when a doctor does order that after a patient's been participating either through the use of some of these supplements and most definitely through the TLS system, which I can't say enough about. I've had the absolute outstanding pleasure to be able to help so many people achieve a healthy lifestyle and to feel so much better. So the NutraMetrix system is going to provide detailed information that patients are going to have access to. The doctors are going to be able to use these amazing tools that are going to give that guidance for that individual patient. This is such a customizable on an individual basis system. So the tools that are available are going to allow a patient to have 24/7 access on the website, and even to be able to take advantage of the blogs and the newsletters that are provided through the NutraMetrix website, maybe just something specific about women's health or sexual health or gut health or people with sleep problems. So all of these different tools are available for the practice through the NutraMetrix system, and with the benefit of also utilizing a NutraMetrix consultant to help them achieve what they would like to for themselves and their patients. So I really thank you a lot for giving me the opportunity, Jane, and everyone else on here, and just enjoy the rest.
Thank you so much, Karen. That was great. And the NutraMetrix consultants are an integral part of our seamless integration into the practices. So thank you again, Karen. Now, our next speaker needs really no introduction in our field. She is our field NutraMetrix and licensed health practitioner. She's a highly successful NutraMetrix consultant. She holds the position of director of training, and everyone with our company and in NutraMetrix knows who Brandy Murphy is. So Brandy Murphy, please step up and welcome everyone. Welcome from everyone to you, Brandy. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. It's a special day for me. It's my 20th anniversary as a unfranchised owner and NutraMetrix consultant. I started my unfranchised business with NutraMetrix in 2003 on this day. So I'm super excited to be able to share my passion about what we do in NutraMetrix. And thank you to everybody who's spoken so far. I think you've done a great job of sharing what our vision and our mission is and what we provide to health professionals of all types and all sizes. What I'm going to talk to you about for the next couple of minutes is some of the training that we have access to in NutraMetrix. And I know this might be your first introduction. We do have a training coming up next month. It's going to be on Tuesday night, the 13th of June, and Thursday night, the 15th of June. And it's a great, more in-depth overview of what we offer in NutraMetrix. Each session is $15. It's done online via Zoom. It's great for potential health professionals to learn more about NutraMetrix. It's great for staff members to learn about NutraMetrix and what we provide. It's also great for potential NutraMetrix consultants to learn about what we provide. And in that training, we go through what is NutraMetrix, what are the services we provide, what should practitioners look for when choosing a good quality supplement. We heard a little bit tonight about, making sure that people understand what's on the label is important and what is not on the label is important. We don't want those artificial dyes in there. We don't want, all of the excipients that a lot of other products have in them. We talk about how health professionals can build additional programs and services for their patients to bring wellness into their practice. And that might seem odd that we're talking about health professionals bringing wellness, but a lot of health professionals have been trained on sick care and not necessarily on well care and prevention. And this is a great way for practitioners to bridge into teaching healthier lifestyles through the NutraMetrix services and programs. And then on Thursday, we talk about what we call the 201, which is where we go a little bit deeper into what does implementation look like and what does it look like to implement the program into a practice. As you can see from tonight, we offer everything from multivitamins and anti-aging products and weight management products and lifestyle education. And for some health professionals, that might be a little overwhelming to think about, well, which part fits me? And so what we teach in the 101, 201 is how to determine where a health professional should start, what should be their initial focus for implementation, and how do we wrap that into a seamless integration into what they already do, because we know they're already strapped for time. We know that they don't have a lot of time to learn about a lot of things all at once, so we break it down into bite-sized pieces for them. And then from there, we have some other training options available for you. We have one that is going to be in Springfield, Massachusetts, where if you want to learn more about our products in depth, we have a whole weekend of product training at our product symposium. Now, our product symposium usually starts Friday evening and goes until mid-afternoon on Sunday. But at this particular event, we're also including our NutraMetrix annual convention starting Friday morning. This is when we bring together all of our top health professionals that share their experience of how they've implemented NutraMetrix into their practice and what it has done for their practice and their patients. So if you do have interest in implementing NutraMetrix, I strongly encourage you to attend the Friday NutraMetrix annual convention and then stay on Friday night into Sunday to learn more about our products at our product symposium. Now, we also have health professional online summits that we do quarterly. Now, these are usually on a Thursday, and they are a 3 to 4 hour session where we delve into clinical topics. And I know many of you may be seeing patients during that time, so it might be a hard time for you to attend, but I want you to know that if you register in advance, our health professionals get access to a 7-day replay period. So if you're with patients during the actual summit, as long as you register in advance, and there's no cost for registration, then you get access to the 7-day replay so you can watch it at your leisure when it fits into your schedule. The next one is coming up in June on the 15th, and that is all going to be about the gut-brain axis, and it's going to be talking about how we help promote healthy serotonin production with nutrients from food and supplementation. Okay, then we have one in September on the connection between stress, obesity, and libido, and we have one in December on cardiovascular and metabolic health. So I would encourage you to screenshot this and put those dates in your calendar. Those are great sessions for people to participate in to learn more about the clinical usage of our products. And with the education continuing on, everyone who partners with us, either as a NutraMetrix consultant or a health professional, also gets access to our online learning management system. We have 3 different systems available. One is for the NutraMetrix consultant, which really focuses more on business building and implementation, so they know how to guide a health professional to successfully implement into their practice. One is for health professionals, which goes into a little bit more of the clinical discussion about product usage. And one is for staff members to learn how to help their health professional they're working with implement the program into the practice. And this is also free of charge, is included with the account. And you can access over 80 hours of ongoing education and watch it at your own pace. Now, we are also moving our NutraMetrix consultant training and recertification program to this on-demand format, which will be happening in the very near future. It'll be launched, it's almost done, and it'll be launched very soon. So if you are a NutraMetrix consultant who needs to recertify, or you are somebody on the call that wants to learn more about being a NutraMetrix consultant, know that that will be coming out very shortly, and we're super excited about it. But we have a ton of training available to our practitioners, and that's what I love about it, because whether you're brand new to implementing wellness programs into your practice or you're experienced, you can jump right in and use the tools that are going to mean the most to you for creating an implementation strategy for your office. And I thank you very much for having me, Jane. I hope this was helpful.
Yes, it really was. Thank you so much, Brandy. Well, we promised that we were going to keep this short and sweet, and we are coming down for our landing. So really, what are your next steps? Schedule a discovery meeting with the licensed health practitioner who invited you, or the NC who invited you. They're going to help you determine the best ways to customize NutraMetrix for your practice, the solutions to meet the needs of your patients as well. They'll take you through a tour of our NutraMetrix and TLS website, the retail sales sites, and also review some of those blogs. And the clinical reference guides are just really incredible. It's an incredible tool for the doctor. You get your questions answered. And all of that, we are here for you. You can take a screenshot of this page. You can visit some of these various sites and learn a little bit more about us. So that's it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed everything. We certainly enjoyed being there and presenting to you. So have a wonderful rest of the evening, and thank you for participating, and thank you to all of the participants.
Thank you, Jane.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
Great job, ladies. Thank you.
Yep, really
Thank
was.
you.
Good night, everyone.